Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to From Corporate to Creative with your host, Kelly Galea. Our show is designed to help you make the leap from corporate to creative, and if you're already in the creative business, we'll help inspire you to create success on your terms. Each episode, we'll focus on topics to help creative professionals like you to express your creativity, pursue your passions, and find freedom, flexibility, and fun in your own creative business. Thanks for joining us.
Hi everyone, it's Kelly and welcome to today's show. Today we are talking about living a passionate life with Donna Burgher. And before we get started, I wanted to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Creating Success on Your Terms. 3 simple steps you can take today. And this is a complimentary report that you can go grab at facebook.com/corporate to creative. Okay, so with today's episode, if you were feeling an inner urge to change what you're currently doing, or if you're feeling dissatisfied with all of your life or perhaps parts of your life, and if you'd like to do work that's more meaningful and fulfilling, which I know many of you do, and if you feel maybe just like something is missing, then we are both so glad that you've joined us today. So let me tell you a little bit about our guest. Donna is the founder and CEO of Donna's Energy Connection, consciously connecting you to you so you can follow your heart, discover your passions, and live your dreams. And Donna will inspire and empower you to consciously create and live a life filled with enthusiasm, passion, and joy. And Donna's going to give you some information in a little bit about how to connect with her, and we'll also update that on this episode, the information for it on Blog Talk Radio. Donna is a certified passion test facilitator and a self-empowerment teacher and coach. She was personally trained by Janet and Chris Atwood, who are the co-authors of the #1 New York Times bestseller, The Passion Test, The Effortless Path to Discovering Your Life Purpose. Now, Janet actually has this to say about Donna. Donna is vivacious, deep, fun, loving, and beautiful. You are all these things. So happy you are my sister. Love, Janet. Well, Donna, that is a heck of an introduction, right? And courtesy of Janet.
Thank you, Kelly. And hi, everyone.
Welcome to the show. Well, I know we have a limited amount of time, so we want to jump right into the juicy content. So why don't you tell us first, Donna, what is the Passion Test?
Oh, absolutely. So first of all, I'm so excited to share with you and your listening audience this transformational process called the Passion Test, which was also featured in Oprah's magazine in November. And I have a quote from her that I think is so appropriate for our conversation today. Oprah says, "Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you." And I'm also excited to share that the Passion Test is launching a pilot program for kids and teens. And at the end of the call, I will share more about that as well. But as far as what
wonderful.
the Passion, yeah, I'm so excited. So as far as what the Passion Test is, the Passion Test is the #1 process being used all over the world to help people discover and live their passions. It is a simple but powerful process that guides you to live a passionate life that inspires you. The Passion Test brings out your unique gifts, talents, and skills. We each have an inborn unique ability that comes to us naturally. And a quote, again, I love from Oprah, she says, "Your true passion should feel like breathing. It is that natural." So our passions arise from our heart, which is the core of who we are. And there you'll discover the things that you love and the things that are most important to you. You will gain clarity and discover how to live your top 5 passions daily. This is done through a simple elimination process. I love that this is so simple, but it's so profound.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, and I know that we can't wait to hear more. So I know that, Donna, you and I have talked before, and so I want our listeners to know, why is it so important to know their top passions, and in particular their top 5 passions?
Oh, my gosh, absolutely. When you discover what your top 5 passions are, which you will going through this process, you are then able to start living a passionate life right away. One of the secrets to living a passionate life is, and this is a quote from the Passion Test book, whenever you are faced with a choice, a decision, or an opportunity, choose in favor of your passions. Passion has the power to transform your life. When you connect to your passions, you connect to your true, authentic self. You are then empowered to transform your life and live your dreams. And those that are aligned with their passions will experience more joy and fulfillment. And when you connect to and follow your passions, you are allowing your life purpose to unfold. Your passions are like breadcrumbs leading you towards your life purpose.
Oh, my gosh. It just gives you the chills thinking about it, right?
Isn't that exciting? I know.
It really is. And, I think it's also exciting from the standpoint of so many times when we are brought up in a corporate environment, or when we've left that corporate environment, we've forgotten what our passions are, or they've been downplayed throughout the years. So I think that's just fabulous. So it sounds then that what you also get through this is some clarity. So why is that so important for our listeners?
Oh, my gosh, it is so important, and I'm sure many of you know what it's like to not be clear. You know what, maybe you know those little Hot Wheel cars? Imagine one of them flying off the track and it hits the wall, and like that little car, you're not going anywhere, but your wheels are still spinning. Well, that's what happens when we're unclear, and we're very fuzzy about what we want, and therefore we get fuzzy results. But when you are clear on what you want, you get to choose what you want to create in your life. Okay, think about this. When you were little and people would ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? We would answer without any thought to limitations, right? I mean, we'd be like, I want to be a ballerina, a doctor, a lawyer, an astronaut, a fireman, a mommy, a teacher, the president of the United States. Like, no limits. But somewhere along the way, we stop dreaming. And well-meaning parents and teachers, et cetera, they point out those limitations. So before we know it, we follow the practical path and we disconnect with our true inner being. And then one day we realize and we go, hey, I don't even know what I want. Or we think, that's not even possible for me. So then what do? Unfortunately, we focus on the things we do not want in our life. Here's another quote from the Passion Test book. When you are clear, what you want will show up in your life, and only to the extent that you are clear. Clarity is key to living a passionate life. When you are clear and committed, you can then take inspired action. Okay, think about this. Here are a couple questions. What do you focus on, and where do you put your powerful attention? You see, our thoughts create our reality. One of the key secrets to living a passionate life is what you focus upon, and where you put your attention is what will grow stronger in your life. When you focus on and place your attention on the things you love, you will attract more of that into your life. And when you do what you love, it feels like play, not work. When you are really clear on the what, the how will show up. The universe will step in and support you by bringing the people, the places, the things, the circumstances, events, and opportunities for you to follow your passions. And this is what we call synchronicity, right?
Absolutely. Now, Donna, we hadn't mentioned to everybody at the beginning, and I really should have, that they should grab their notepad and a pen and make sure they're taking lots of notes. But could you please repeat for us that first question that you just asked?
I certainly can. This is what I want you guys to think about. Where do you place your focus, And where do you put your powerful attention? Or said another way, what do you focus upon? And where do you put your powerful attention?
Okay, great. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right. So would you...
Taking lots of notes here.
I was going to say, would you like to know who the passion test is for?
Absolutely, because I'm sure everyone listening is thinking, this sounds great, but is this really a good fit for me or not? So let's definitely talk more about that.
Okay, perfect. Well, the passion test is for everyone, and now kids and teens too. Yay! You can tell I'm really excited about that. Okay, so anyway, there was a Harris study, and it showed that 80% of working people are unhappy with what they do. They're unfulfilled and not living a passionate life. That leaves only 20% of us living our passions. And if you are part of the 20%, you would still benefit by taking the passion test. Do you know who Jack Canfield is?
Absolutely, but let's share for everybody who may be unfamiliar.
Okay, well, Jack Canfield is a famous New York Times best-selling co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, and of course he's known for many, many, many more things. But now here's a man who is most definitely living a passionate life. But when Janet first took him through the passion test, he discovered that his number 6 passion was something very important to him, but nowhere in his life. Shortly after taking the passion test, he founded and started the Transformational Leadership Council. Now, here's a quote from Jack that he actually posted on, I believe it was Amazon, after he took the passion test for a second time. Mm-hmm. Okay. When I did the work on discovering my passions with Janet and Chris, I wasn't expecting that much because I'm already living my passion of teaching others how to be more successful. However, her powerful process took me to an even greater place where I realized I was not spending enough time with my family. That realization and the other work she did with me changed the way I lived my life for the rest of the year. So, let me ask you, if someone like Jack Canfield, who, by the way, is also a passion test facilitator, who teaches people how to be successful, had such a big aha from taking the passion test, how many of you think it might be valuable for you too?
Yeah, definitely. And one other thing to drop about Jack is he was in the movie The Secret. So for those of you who saw that, you may have remember seeing him in that.
Perfect.
And Donna, I'm glad that you shared that story because, I have to tell you that I have felt like I'm one of those 20% who knows my passion, and you and I had talked about doing the passion test together, and my first reaction internally was, well, why would I do that? Because I feel like I've discovered my passion. But you had actually made a comment to me sometime that people are encouraged to do this about every 6 months. Am I misinterpreting that? That was 6 months, right?
Yes.
And I can totally see why when you shared Jack's example. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
actually,
good.
That's a perfect lead into the next thing that I was going to share with you guys.
Good. Let us have it.
Okay. So basically people want to know, how often should we take the passion test? And if we already are passionate, do we even need this? That kind of thing. So what I want to share with you is a passion test is a repeatable system. I say it's the gift that keeps on giving. As we grow and change, our passions can change as well. So we suggest that you take the passion test at least every 6 months, sooner if you're working on gaining better clarity. And it's like that old saying, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. Mm-hmm. The passion test is that kind of tool. Once learned, you will use it for the rest of your life. And the passion test acknowledges and addresses all parts of your life, your relationships, your career, your health, your home and environment, your spirituality, your hobbies, you name it. Just remember that following your passions is a journey, not a destination.
I'm so glad that you shared that, too, about the areas that we're covering because, of course, the focus of this show is more about our career and business, but we have to realize that we want that balance, and there's really no such thing as one definition of work-life balance, but everybody has their own, and I think it sounds like this would be a great way for them to get that clarity around that, too, where their priorities are.
Yes, it's a beautiful way to gain that balance. And like we say, too, a lot of times when we start to live a passionate life towards one thing, it's like 4 legs of a chair that if you pull one, the other 3 come along. So it's kind of like that. So once you start to really fuel the fires that burn within, a lot of times the rest of your life in time falls into place as well.
Oh, that is wonderful, because I know I had shared in the last episode some of my frustration when I was in the corporate environment is that I was just burning myself out, and I was working way too many hours and at the sacrifice of a lot of other things that were very important to me. And even when you make that leap and you become an entrepreneur, a small business owner, if you have that sort of corporate mentality ingrained, you tend to take that with you to your next adventure. And again, you're challenged to find that balance sometimes. You have to schedule that time to play, and that's so important.
It's so important. In fact, most of the great ahas and the most amazing people who have come up with, discovered amazing things actually came during the time off, during that time of play. And a lot of times I will advise my clients when they feel very stuck about something, it's like literally stop what you're doing and go do something you enjoy. Because when we are in that space of joy, when we are feeling full of love and gratitude and appreciation, and we raise our vibration and we just are vibrating at this high level, all of a sudden, like magic, the answers start to come to us. So important to take that time to play.
Definitely. Okay, so now our $1 million question, right? How does someone take the passion test? We're talking about how wonderful it is, but our listeners are probably thinking, okay, sign me up. How do I do this?
Absolutely. Do you know what? Before I get to that, I want to share one other thing, why some people might not live a passionate life, because this is very key to our mindset. And so what we have found is that there are 3 things that hold people back from living their passions. And those are false and limiting beliefs, ideas, and concepts. Now, earlier I mentioned our thoughts create our reality. Do you know what a belief is, Kelly? You might not.
Putting me on the spot to give you a definition. Oh, my gosh.
We're just going to throw it out there. Do you know what, well, the question is to everyone, do you know what a belief is? And the answer is a belief is a thought that you keep on thinking. Okay, and in order to become a deliberate creator, you must become consciously aware of your thoughts. And the more we think about something and form a belief around that thing, meaning that we have evidence in our life to support it, neural pathways in our brain are forming. Now, when these certain beliefs don't serve us, it's time to create new neural pathways, okay? And the things that hold us back, those perceived limitations, are only thoughts turned into beliefs. And one of the famous quotes that I love is, what you believe and conceive, you can achieve. So when you go through the passion test, we offer you tools and processes to work through these, because these are what hold us back. And once you recognize what these are, which are false, then you can live a passionate life. So I find that is very powerful for people to understand that there are tools and processes, because we put up so many barriers. Oh, but I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too tall, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too this, I'm too that. And they are just limiting beliefs, limiting false beliefs. So I wanted to let everybody know that
that's a great, simple definition, too. It's beliefs are a thought that you keep on thinking.
Exactly. And now think about that, everyone.
Change those thoughts.
Exactly. When you think about, so whatever, we'll say ill, if I'm feeling unhealthy, really what are you doing? You're attracting more of that into your life. When you start to think about what is going good in your life, I always tell people, please focus on what is going good in your life. Focus on the things that make you happy, and always, always look for the positive expectations of everything that you do. And if something doesn't quite go the way you want it to go, remember that it is all happening for your best and highest good. There are always gifts and lessons in everything. And when you come from that place of looking for the good, looking for the gifts and the lessons, your life will start to, one of my most favorite things is magic and miracles occur daily in my life. And when you start to live from that place, you'd be amazed at what your life starts to look like.
So focus on what you want to create more of in your life.
Absolutely. Focus on the good and the positive.
Okay, good. Donna, why don't you give us your contact information and let people know then how they can take the passion test.
Okay,
and
perfect.
I also want to follow that up with you because I know that some people may be thinking not only do they want to take the passion test, this sounds like an interesting opportunity that they might want to know more about how you became a facilitator and if that opportunity exists for them as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I love to talk about this stuff. So, again, when you are in your place of passion living, I can do this all day long for free. So for me, I love this. So here are your answers. Okay, so there are many ways, that you can take the passion test. One you can do is you can go buy the book and you can take yourself through it. Or I offer workshops and one-on-one private sessions where I personally take you through the passion test process. Because what we have found is that the people with the most profound results were the ones who went through the process with a certified passion test facilitator. So if this resonates with you, I invite you to call me. Let's set up a 15-minute complimentary session where I can give you even more information. Okay, so my number is area code 248-804-6867. And if you are really feeling excited about this, I invite you to join me in San Diego, where you too can become a certified passion test facilitator. I'll be in San Diego in just a few short weeks to assist at the certification program, and then immediately after that, I'm going to be certified in the kids and teen program. So kids for me are my passion, and I'm so excited about this program, which I will share a little more, info at the end. But as far as those attending a CERT program, for me personally, oh my gosh, I loved when I got certified. It was truly a transformational weekend for me. And from what I observed, everyone else too, okay? So first of all, the training to become a passion test facilitator is amazing. It not only prepares you to be a certified passion test facilitator, which means after you leave and go home, you could start doing workshops and monetize your passion to inspire and empower others immediately. But the other part of it was more of a personal note. It was such an amazing experience for me because the personal and spiritual growth that came out of that was tremendous. And literally at the end of that weekend, I was in my bliss. What I observed when I was there is that as the folks were gathering, everyone's gathering around, I'm going to say, to put this into perspective, we're going to use a scale from 1 to 10, okay? 10 meaning, you feel your best. And if you're an Abraham Hicks fan, it means you're in your vortex. And 1 meaning you're unhappy, depressed. Okay, that's the scale we're going to use, okay? I would say when I arrived, I noticed that there were people there that were 3s and 4s, kind of at the low end, and all the way up to 7/8. Okay, there was this one woman, I remember her very well. She was a vice president of a company, and she was so unhappy in her corporate job. Oh, my gosh, she was so miserable in her corporate job. And so there she was to be certified as a passion test facilitator. I would say, maybe she was about a 5 when I met her, but when the weekend was over, I'd say she was probably an 8.5 or a 9. You could just see the transformation, and the physical transformation of these people were amazing. And what happened for her is when she went back home, she didn't leave the corporate world, but shortly after that weekend, I'd say a few months later, she landed a new job that fit her, and she's so happy now. So it's so amazing.
I'm so glad that you shared that because that is something that is so important as we're doing these shows is leaving corporate is not for everyone, and so we encourage you to also incorporate the creative in whatever it is that you may do. So that she went on to do that.
Exactly. Yep. Several people do leave their corporate jobs, but most not knowing what they're passionate about. And whether you're a CEO of a company or stay-at-home mom, there's one thing that we all have in common, and that is we get disconnected with our true, authentic self. So taking the passion test connects you back to you. And like I said, it's simple, but it's so profound.
Wonderful. So, Donna, I just want to reiterate for everyone to take the test. You can either buy the book, you can take workshops, or you can do one-on-one private sessions. And to get in touch with you to get more information about that, they can call you at 248-804-6867. And again, I will put that number up on the replay for this call as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm offering
and you're going to give them complimentary sessions, right? I'm sorry.
Yep. 15-minute complimentary call. And then for those of you who are interested in the San Diego trip, you want to act fast. This is in just a few weeks. And this is very exciting because I know Janet and Chris personally. I'm able to offer you a special price on the certification program. Okay, so in order to take advantage of that, again, you do need to call me directly at 248-804-6867. And also to give more clarity on how the passion test, how it works. Let's say you're interested in both certifications. You want to be a passion test facilitator. You need to be certified in that first in order to become a certified passion test facilitator for the Kids and Teens program. And what's exciting about that is if you sign up for both of those, there's an additional discount as well. The certification program starts March 15th and goes through the 18th, and immediately following is the Kids and Teens certification, which is March 19th through the 21st, which is, a few short weeks. And so what's so great about this is it's one trip to San Diego, 2 certifications. And what I'd really love to share with everyone is a little more about the passion test for kids, because the passion test for kids and teens is taught in such a fun and interactive way. And kids naturally seem to be able to align with their passions even more quickly than adults, which I'm sure is not coming as much as a surprise to you guys. The passion test teaches...
That's a good example.
Yep. The passion
look
test.
to your kids. Those of
Isn't
you children,
awesome?
look to them.
Absolutely. And by teaching our kids these life skills, which are so basic to their success and being able to make choices and decisions based on the things that are most and deepest, most value to them. All of us want our kids to grow up and live happy, healthy, fulfilling, successful lives. So isn't it imperative that we share with our children and young adults the one skill that is common to all successful people, and that's the ability to choose based on one's passions. So I think that is amazing. And one other couple, just real quick, time's running out. I'd love to share a testimonial that I got from a client. It speaks volume. A woman wrote, working with Donna was so easy because I love so many things. I always struggled with knowing what my true passions were. With Donna's guidance, I was able to not only identify my top passions, but also create a fun way to remind myself to choose to do the things I feel strongest about. Today, I am living my dream life in total alignment with what is most important to me.
Wow, how powerful.
Thanks. This really is transformational. It really is. And it's, to me, the only way to live your life. And I love my life. I love what I do. My work is play for me, and it's fun. And I invite you to come play with me and live a life filled with enthusiasm, passion, and joy. And one other contact info, besides the 248-804-6867, you can also email me at donna.energyconnection@gmail.com. And one last final quote is, every day, choose in favor of your top passions, and you will soon find yourself living a passionate life.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Donna. It has been a pleasure having you on the call. I encourage everyone to get in touch with Donna, 248-804-6867, or via email, donna.energyconnection it was Energy Connection with no S, at gmail.com.
Exactly.
Please give her a ring, because I'm telling you, my personal experience with her is every time we've talked, I've left feeling so inspired and motivated. So if you're looking for any of that, contact Donna now. Well, thank you again, Donna. I appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you so, so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.